Hello there YouTube, my name is ADC Attack and welcome to today's brand new video. In today's video, we're going to be discussing, do you actually need expensive materials when creating artwork? So what I'm going to be doing here is using what you would typically find in a school, very basic products, and we're going to run through exactly what we've got right now. Now I'm going to throw up on screen the prices as I go through them because I just don't remember how much we paid for them. They're extremely cheap and they're very accessible to pretty much everyone. And of course, these are things that you can pick up at school. 5-finger discount. No, don't steal. Stealing is wrong. And the only reason I have so many of these is because I went to the local art store and picked them up. I'm a good boy like that. Okay, so getting on with what we're using. Today we're going to be using probably the most common pencil you will find in a school, and that is Staedtler, whatever that pencil is. It's a HB, I think. It's a set of 3 different. I didn't actually know this. Okay, so we've got a set of a B, a 2B, and a 3H. Well, to be fair, I'm just going to use the HB. Now, the HB for you in America is like a number 2. It says it right there. It's cool. So yeah, we're going to be using just the one. I won't be using the various shades because I think that's a bit cheeky. As you can see right here, I paid $1.99. That's euros, and I don't know what that is in dollars. My apologies, but I will put it up on screen with a nice. What is going on down there? Oh, something was falling apart. So yeah, we're gonna be using those pencils. Then we're gonna be using some Bic, B-I-C, kids. We're gonna be using some Bic kids. Eh? All right, we're gonna be. Oh, have I opened them? Someone opened these, but didn't open them all the way. I should get a refund. $2.99 we paid for them, very cheap. Yes, we're gonna be using these Bic pencils. Now the counterparts to these would be, your Prismacolors, your Faber-Castells, and such. For me, my Arteza pencils, but they are of higher quality than these, and we'll see how these fare. For you marker lovers out there, we will be using the Pelican. Why would you have a picture of a pelican with a small bird as your logo? Next, we're going to be using the Stabilo, which will be out next. Like this is an order. We're going to be using the Stabilo for our fine liners. Now, if you don't know, I did use a Stabilo in my fine liner review, which I will put, somewhere. Find it. And probably in the description. Check there. I'm still angry about that pelican. This is a duck. This is a duck. And a pelican would eat this duck, fly away, come back, throw the duck up, half digested, but still alive, and then the pelican's evil offspring would consume the living duck. I love ducks, and damn, I hate pelicans. No one's gonna hurt you. Now we got that out of the way, I'll be using the Stabilo 0.4 fine 0.88, my god, what a name, to ink with. And then we need some paper. So the paper we're going to be using here is... What is going on with my glasses? The paper we're going to be using here is not that. This, I like the rabbit. It costs 30 cents and I really like the rabbit on the front. So that's why I got it. But I'm actually... What is that? I'm never going to use this for anything. Drew a carrot. There's another pelican. Is that a pelican? That's a stork. That's a nice bird. He's eating! Oh, this is cute. Anyway, turn back. We are going to be using, my good god, probably the most accessible paper out there, and this is copy paper, also known as cartridge paper. It's extremely thin, and I actually enjoy using cartridge paper. I think it's pretty good. It's not like the best thing for markers, and cheap markers really do show their quality when you use cartridge paper, but when you use like really good quality markers, say like pro markers or brush markers, they do work pretty well on cartridge paper, so it's not all bad. That being said, we're going to go through this and see what we can create using them. By comparison, we'll see what we get using high quality stuff. So let's get on with the video, I guess. Okay, so before we start with the felt tip markers, I just wanted to do a little brief interlude here and just discuss what my experience was using these. The pencil itself was actually really good to use and I really enjoyed it. The shadows were seamless and it took me back to when I was in school sketching with these things. I absolutely love using them and I still love using them to this day. They are really cool and I do see myself using them more often in the future. So they're pretty cool. Now I was trying with this drawing. The idea here is to actually try to create something decent, but there were some limitations and the big one being the pen. So while I did vote this pen my best fine liner for value for money and it was fantastic in my tests that I did in previous videos, it just didn't perform too well here. I don't know if it was the paper, I'm pretty certain it is the paper, but it just wasn't performing well. It was bleeding a little bit, I had no control over it, it was a bit annoying and it did hold me back on the quality of this work. But the color pencils were surprisingly decent. They were very hard and they're very, very light. They don't have much color to them, so I had to sort of try a different coloring style here. I couldn't do the cell shading that you would find with Dragon Ball style. I had to do a more realistic kind of coloring and it did come out okay. They look pretty good, but I still prefer my higher quality pencils from say Arteza and even Prismacolor. Let's move on to the felt tips and see what we get with those. Alright, so there that is. Yeah, not terrible, but not great. I don't know. This is actually the first time I've ever been annoyed while using pens. I've never actually been annoyed at pens while using them. They were a bit, I don't know, they were up and down a lot, very streaky. You don't really get this with alcohol markers, but they're very streaky. Personally, I wouldn't recommend them anyway, but it was fun to try out and to see the difference in qualities between using these and my typical pro markers, which are obviously head and shoulders above these. Once again, the Staedtler pencil was fantastic to use and I enjoyed using it again, so yeah, that was a real treat. But the pen again failed in this area. The pen was smudging and it was very annoying to try and dodge the smudging. You don't really notice it too much in the drawing, but it was there and it was pretty annoying. But yeah, here we are. School supplies. You can use them, and very cheap supplies, I guess. I don't really know what to name this video. Is it a school supply? Is it a cheap supply? I don't know. It's one of the two. Or maybe it's just a pelican warning, like an alert for pelicans. But no, honestly, it was was a treat to use this stuff and to sort of appreciate getting some actual quality art supplies. I do think you can create some decent artwork with these, but you're kind of limiting yourself, and it's probably best to save up some money and get yourself some decent quality art supplies. Now, if you do want some decent quality art supplies, I do have a link down below to Arteza, who I recommend, but they don't really have any markers, so I use pro markers and brush markers for my artwork. But yeah, I'll leave a couple of links down below where you guys can head on over to Arteza. We've actually got a discount code for 10% off, so there you go. I'll put that on screen and also down below so you can see that, and maybe get yourself some decent art supplies. I actually use their sketch pencils, which I do use on a regular basis, and I love their sketch pencils and their papers. So they're the two things I'd recommend you go have a look at and grab them. So yeah, that all being said, thank you guys for sticking by the video, and hopefully it was educational. We'll call it that. Hopefully this was an educational video, and you know, the drawing was also a nice addition to the educational side about birds and ducks. I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye bye.